Red Voyage News, splashing the check-in. Thank you for tuning in. And man, I know I'm late. I know I'm a few days late on this topic right here, but I had to watch the video at least 3 times before, I had to give a full assessment of what I saw. And I'm going to start off top. I'm going to start right at the beginning and say Zoe was wrong for what he said to Corey. Corey was not wrong for defending himself against what Zoe said to him that triggered Corey. All right. I know that's not the most popular opinion that's floating around on social media right now, but I saw what I saw. I heard what I heard. And a lot of people try to overlook what Zoe said to Corey in the beginning that triggered him. All right. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Corey Holcomb, he has a 5150 show on YouTube. He goes live with this show on YouTube every week on Tuesday night. And this past Tuesday, Corey Holcomb and Zoe Williams got into an argument. Now, Corey Holcomb is one of the funniest comedians on the planet. He does in the public, in media, he doesn't get the proper respect that he deserves. But I really think he feels that, people have given him his flowers. The amount of people that watch his show every week, the people that show up to his shows. Well, before COVID, when he was going around the country every week doing his shows around the country, I think people gave him his just due. The people that show up to his shows and the people that comment, that show up to the live show on YouTube, and, people who watch the rebroadcast and the amount of likes that he gets, the subscribers, the supporters, and the people who donate. I really feel deep down inside Corey Holcomb knows, like, hey, man, I got love out here. Zoe Williams, on the other hand, Zoe Williams is a very intelligent brother. All right. I mean, the amount of books that he reads, the amount of information he's able to retain from reading the books that he's read, and to be able to spit that knowledge every week on his platform, because I've been subscribed to his platform, Corey Holcomb's platform. I mean, Zoe, if you're not subscribed to Zoe Williams' YouTube channel, you're really missing out. You can learn a lot from Zoe Williams, deep conversations, thought-provoking topics. It's a very good show that he has on his YouTube channel. I bought one of Zoe Williams' books back in 2013. I have it on one of my bookshelves here. I forgot the name of it, but he doesn't sell that book anymore. But I bought it in support of Zoe Williams. So I got love for both of these brothers right here. I've never met them. A really, really good friend of mine, he's met Corey Holcomb, and he said, hey, man, Corey's a solid brother. So I don't have anything negative to say about either one of these guys right here. But what happened, the reason why I say I side with Corey Holcomb on this is because, Corey, he got his platform. All right. It's his show. And that whole set, he's paid for it out of his own pocket. He set up that whole show out of his own pocket. Zoe Williams has, been there as much as he could. There's some weeks that, certain people just can't show up. But, most of the time, Zoe was right there commenting with him, chopping up game with him, Darlene Ortiz. I mean, the whole gang. And it used to be Freeze Love. It used to be Bobby. I forget what Bobby's last name is, but it used to be those, that the 5 right there, and now it's 3. But since then, Corey Holcomb has brought, other members along, people that he admires and respects in the game, he allows on his platform. We've seen Nate, we've seen Craig Smith, and a list of others have shown up on that platform. And it's an open invitation. They can show up there whenever they feel like it. But Corey Holcomb had one comedian, who was a frequent guest on there named Grady. They had a falling out, and Corey Holcomb said, like, hey, that night I called Grady and I said, hey, is everything cool? If not, I don't want for us to talk about each other in the public like that. Let's not do that. He said Grady agreed, but Grady went on and talked about him anyway. So a few shows that Corey Holcomb has had, Corey Holcomb just came out and said what he said about Grady. He aired out Grady. And he's like, hey, he talking about me. Well, hell, I'll talk about him then. I said I didn't want to do it, but he keeps doing it, and I'm just going to talk about him then. So this past Tuesday is just one of those shows where he was talking about Grady, and the guest that he had on the show was Marcus. I forgot to mention Marcus, Darlene Ortiz, Corey Holcomb, Zoe Williams, Craig Smith. So Corey Holcomb was going in on Grady, and Zoe, mind you, 4 years ago, they had Ari Spears as a guest. I'm sure everybody knows about that. And, Ari Spears kept touching Zoe, trying to punk him on the show, talking down to him. He called Darlene a bitch. And they talked to him in between breaks. And he said okay, but he was still turned up when the cameras came on. And then it pissed off Zoe to the point where he was swinging at him. It didn't contact, but his elbows was touching him. And we all seen Ari Spears get into the fetal position when that happened. Ari Spears filed a lawsuit, and for that whole situation to go away, Corey Holcomb had to pay $20,000 out of his own pocket. Okay, since then, Zoe Williams hasn't even given Corey Holcomb a dime. All right, but I'll get to that in a minute. Now, while Corey was going in on Grady, Zoe Williams thought, hey, you know what? I already had a conversation with him behind the scenes telling him, don't go in public talking about Grady. He used to be a guest on the show. He's never done anything to me. Don't disrespect that man. Handle it outside, off air, off the camera. Even if he's not doing it, you be the bigger man. And I've already told him before, and I'm going to tell him on air. This is when Zoe should have just kept his mouth shut. If you felt that way, what you should have done was say, hey, you know what? I'm not even going to say anything. You know what? After this show is over, I'm just not going to come back here for a while until this whole thing cools down, or I just won't come back ever again. That's what Zoe should have done. But what did Zoe do? Zoe, and he said it. He said, I'm calling you out. So the same thing he's getting on Corey, he's doing himself. I'm calling you out on your own show, in your own, place of business, where it's in a storage unit, right? The storage unit that Corey pays for. I'm calling you out on your own show. And I'm telling you, take that shit off camera. Don't come at him on camera. You're a hypocrite. Then he told Corey Holcomb, you the biggest hypocrite. You the biggest motherfucking hypocrite. Everybody knows it. That's what triggered Corey Holcomb. Corey said, oh, okay. All right, let's get this all out there. Because he said, you the biggest motherfucking hypocrite. Everybody knows it. And he said, he mentioned the Stephen A. Smith situation. Basically what he said, like, look, stop talking about Grady. Take that shit off the air. You the biggest hypocrite and everybody know it. You let Stephen A. Smith punk you. And I got this $20,000 bill and I ain't even give you no money for it. And what? That was Zoe Williams' whole demeanor before Corey Holcomb got fired up. Then Corey Holcomb went on to say, like, look, that tough talking or whatever, I don't believe you. You ain't like that. You ain't finna do nothing. I'm not Ari Spears. You ain't finna play me like I'm Ari Spears. Don't be talking to me and you ain't gonna come at me like you think you coming at Ari Spears, because I'm not Ari Spears. And on top of that, you the weakest link I got up here. I keep you around because of the knowledge. And that's what pissed people off. Like, they were like, damn, how could you talk to Zoe like that? Well, it's like, how could you come into my space and then come onto my platform and tell me what I should and should not do? You calling me a hypocrite. You said I'm the biggest hypocrite and everybody knows it. And then Stephen A. Smith, I didn't do nothing when Stephen A. Smith came up to me, and you ain't paid me. for what you did the last time, and I stood up for you. I took up for you. I took up that $20,000 bill that was on your head. I took that up for you. It's almost like, how dare you? You got the audacity to say that on my platform. And on top of that, y'all know for years, Zoe didn't even have a car. People was giving him rides back and forth to the 5150 show. And I'm sure Corey Holcomb gave him, rides here and there. Corey was holding back. He was like, you finna give me 20,000. And he started laughing. See, the thing is Corey could have went in, but he didn't. See, Corey, he knows how Zoe lives, how much money he's making. And he probably knows, like, hey, man, I never asked you for the money because I know you ain't got the money. And then Zoe gets on his platform and talks about, yeah, let me tell y'all who I really am, since I never, said who I really was before. And he was talking about, I used to be this violent dude, and, I've changed this, that, and the third, basically saying, like, man, if I was the old me, I would have really hurt Corey Holcomb. Man, stop it. Don't nobody care what you used to do. And on top of that, it obviously wasn't that bad because you never been arrested a day in your life. You never been locked up ever. So, I mean, you couldn't have been that violent. You know what I'm saying? Sure, you probably got away with doing certain things. You probably did get kicked out of school. That's cool, whatever. And at the end of the day, bravo. Nobody really cares about that. We talking about your character as a man. All right. And the thing is sure, I think Zoe Williams is a stand-up brother. But what he did, man, keep that to yourself and move on. Basically, man, you made Corey Holcomb go viral for what you did. On TMZ, he did an interview for what you did. And I had to pay $20,000 for that to go away because of what you did. And this is the thanks I get. You don't have room to speak, which is why he's probably saying, hey, you the weakest link, like you a smart brother, whatever. But you cost me thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm pretty sure Corey has put up more money than $20,000 for Zoe, with those rides and maybe some other things here and there on the side. Who knows? They know each other better than how we know it. But I'm here to say, from what I saw, Corey wasn't in the wrong for defending himself. A lot of people are looking at it like, it's like this. If you push somebody on the street for no reason, and that person pulls out a baseball bat and knocks you upside the head with that baseball bat, and you go unconscious and you get sent to the hospital, they got to fix your skull. You got to get stitches. You got to get staples. And people are going to look at that like, man, why would you do that? Why would somebody hit that person over the head with a baseball bat? It's kind of like, well, it was overboard, but you shouldn't have pushed him. You should have kept your hands to yourself. See, the thing is when somebody's defending themselves, man, you can't tell them how to react, especially when you were coming at them. If you coming at them live, you didn't wait after the show, because it was towards the end of the show. It was like an hour and 49 minutes in when Zoe said that. And then see what happened. And another thing was, Zoe was so embarrassed because he knew he didn't really have no room to say. He knew, like, damn, Corey can really put my business out there if he really wanted to. So I'm gonna just move from that topic. And he started reaching and he got petty and said, well, you don't promote me like everybody else does. Stop it. Corey promotes you. He says, hey, y'all got anything to promote? He allows you to come on the platform. He has 100 and something thousand subscribers on his channel. A lot of Corey Holcomb subscribers has gone to your platform. They bought your books. They bought your products. So to say that's not even really how he feels, and he knows that's not how he really feels. He was just embarrassed, and he just wanted to say something in order to be like, okay, let me tick that off. That, let me one up the conversation by saying he never supports me. That's a lie. That's a lie. He's used his stardom. He's the star. He's used his stardom and his platform to promote you. He allows you to come on that platform. And as a friend, he paid $20,000 that was on your head after that lawsuit. He took up that $20,000. That's a good friend right there. That's a really, really good friend right there. What, as a friend, have you done for Corey, Zoe? See, that's a person who takes advantage of a person's friendship. You're taking advantage of the friendship and getting over on him. You're taking a person's kindness for weakness, because if that had been anybody else, especially if they was off the street, they wouldn't allow 4 years to go by without you paying them a dime off of $20,000. You don't have to pay $20,000 all at once for him. He talking about when I hit a lick, I'll give it to him, meaning never. All right, never. You 50 years old. If you ain't got it then, you ain't got it now. The thing is, you can still show your appreciation for somebody by paying them weekly, paying them monthly, $200 a week, $300 a week. But instead, you talking about this lick, and you got the nerve to come into my house and tell me how I should run things in my house. And the damage you caused in my house cost me $20,000 for you, and I still love you like a brother, and I still allow you to come onto my platform after what you did that cost me $20K? Nah. Zoe was out of line. Really felt like that? Keep your mouth shut and just go back to your space, and just don't come back to the 5150 show. All right? Come back when the smoke is cleared, and if it's still what he's doing still bothers you, just don't come back again. See, what happened was, it was like on New Jack City when Nino Brown had to check G Money. Sit your $5 ass down before I make change. That's what he had to do. And it's funny, I use that reference and make that comparison because I don't even want to go there. I don't even want to, you know what I'm about to say. All right. Like, subscribe, comment, share this video. Let me know what you think. All right. I'm over and I'm out. Peace.